All right, friends, so for today, you're going to need your math notebook and your pencil again. This time, we are going to be on pages 86 and 87. 86, we're going to title Fraction Activity. 87, we're going to title Least Common Multiple. Because today, for comparing fractions, we're going to be looking at the least common multiple, and I'll show you what that means. So pause, make sure you have that copy down, and I'm going to make a small note. Okay, so for comparing fractions with the least common multiple, you are going to find a common denominator to solve. When you find that common denominator, it's going to be the least common multiple. We also call it the LCM. So that's the smallest one they share. So I want you to write that down, and then we're going to do a couple together to see what I'm talking about, because I know right now you're like, what? But that's what we're going to talk about. So pause and make sure you have this copied down. All right, so for an example, we're going to do 2/3 compared to 3/5. Now, in our notebook on page 85, we made notes about if they have the same numerator or if they have the same denominator, then we can compare them that way. But these have different numerators and different denominators, so instead, we're going to have to do the least common multiple. So what that means is we're going to look at our denominators. So let's put that over here. Look at denominators, and I just abbreviated it. We're going to look at our denominators. My denominators are what? I have 3 and I have 5. So what you're going to do is you are going to write the multiples of 3 and 5. Well, we've done that before when we did division. You can just use input-output to write your multiples. So I want you to write your multiples of 3 and your multiples of 5, and then we're going to check them. All right, so here I've listed my multiples of 3. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21. If you went higher, that's fine. If you didn't go that high, that's fine too. For 5, I did 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Now, once you look at your denominator, you're going to list the multiples. Now, once you do that, you are going to see which is the smallest one or the least common. Which one is the smallest they share? Well, let's see. 3, 5, no, 6, 9, 10, 12. Oh, here's a 15, and here's a 15. So the smallest one they share is what? 15. So I'm going to circle the least common multiple, the smallest one they share. Then that's going to be my new denominator. It's like the winner. We can spirit fingers, because that's going to be my new denominator for both fractions. So this one's going to be 15. This one's going to be 15. So now I have a common denominator for both. So now I'm just going to do like we've done before with fraction fish. What did I do to 3 to get 15? Well, I already know because it's right here. What did I do? I multiplied by 5. Whatever you do to the bottom, you have to do to the top. So I'm going to multiply by 5. 2 times 5 is 10. Now over here, from 5 to get to 15, what did I do? Multiplied by 3. Whatever I do to the bottom, I do to the top. I'm going to multiply by 3. 3 times 3 is 9. So now I have 10 fifteenths on the left and 9 fifteenths on the right. Which is greater? 10 fifteenths. So this says 10 fifteenths is greater than 9 fifteenths, or 2/3 is greater than 3/5, because 10 fifteenths is equal to 2/3, and 3/5 is equal to 9/15. All right, make sure you have all that down. We're going to do another one. All right, we're going to do 5/10 compared to 3/5. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to look at my denominators. So I have a 10 and a 5. So I'm going to list the multiples. I'm going to list the multiples for 10. I'm going to list the multiples for 5. So I could do 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. I'm going to stop right there. 5, I could go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I'm going to stop right there. Then I'm going to circle the smallest one they share. Well, they don't share 5. Ooh, I got a 10 right here. I got a 10 right here. Sorry, forgot my table. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I was in such a hurry. Slow down, Miss Altman. All right, so the smallest one they share, or the least common multiple, is what? What did we circle? We circled 10. So that's going to be my new denominator. Well, but Miss Altman, this one's already 10. So if it's already 10, I don't have to do anything to the bottom, so then I don't have to do anything to the top. I'll still have 5/10. But this one over here, I'm going to change to a 10. Well, what did I do to 5 to get 10? It's right there. I multiplied by 2. So I'm going to multiply the top by 2. Well, 3 times 2 is 6. So I have 5/10 on the left and 6/10 on the right. Which is greater? Oh, yes, 6/10. So that says 5/10 is less than 6/10, or 5/10 is less than 3/5. So you can't just say, oh, 3 smaller than 5, 5 smaller than 10, because you have to remember, as our denominators get bigger, our pieces get smaller. Think about your fraction kit. As that denominator gets bigger, our pieces start to get smaller and smaller. Make sure you have this one written down. I'm going to have you try one on your own. All right, you're going to try 3/4 compared to 6/8. So the first thing you're going to do is look at your denominators, list the multiples for both of them, circle the least common, so which one is the smallest, so make your input-output tables, and then that's going to be your new denominator. Then whatever you did to the bottom to get the denominator, you're going to do to the top to get your numerator. So pause and try it, and then we're going to look at it. All right, so you have 3/4 and 6/8. So I need to list my multiples. So over here, I have my input-output for my multiples of 4. Over here, I have my input-output for my multiples of 8. The smallest one they share in common is 8. Ding, 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 ding. That's my winner. So that's my new denominator. So make sure you have that part so far. So there's my new denominator. What did I do to 4 to get 8? Well, I can look right there. I multiplied by 2. Whatever you do to the bottom, you do to the top. 3 times 2 is 6. So I have 6/8 on this side. Well, I had 8 on this side. What did I do? Well, I just multiplied by 1. So I'm going to multiply the top by 1, and identity property tells me it stays the same. So I have 6/8 on the left and 6/8 on the right. So those are equal. Make sure you have all this copied down, because once you have it copied down, you're going to come see me for the pages for page 86, but I'm going to show you how to set it up. To set it up, you're going to need to turn it sideways. All right, so for page 86, you're going to title one column greater than 1/3, equal to 1/3, less than 1/3. Then you're going to come see me for the papers, and I'll tell you the directions of what you're going to do. Post any questions if you have them.